All right. So in this episode, we're gonna be playing around with something. I guess we'll call it like takeout in. Does that sound like a good?
I think now the world that we live in, a lot of people are eating takeout in because everything's so expensive. Like I don't know where you guys live, but like in New York, I feel like you can't get anything to eat for less than like $20. Like
Even lunch specials are like. Remember lunch specials would be like $6. Where the
definitely.
$6 lunch
Like
specials?
we used to be able when I was in younger and I'm aging myself, we used to give $1.50 slice of pizza. That does not exist anymore. Like, every like a slice of pizza is like $4 or $5 now, and then when you want to get two slices and a drink, these people talking about $8, $9. Everything's expensive. So people, I think that people that's making people want to cook more, and I think that people are just realizing now we need to eat the food in our house. Need to be
Pretty
in-house
much.
pizza.
Yes. And maximize the ingredients in our house. And this recipe in particular for our fried rice, two ways, vegetable fried rice and vegetable fried rice with shrimp, is a great way to use like all your little pieces of vegetables that you have, any leftover rice that you have. And if for some reason you're not eating rice, just a little tip, I don't think we talked about this. You could swap it out with cauliflower rice.
That's true. And one thing I will say that in the making of this and cooking with Brandy, I realized like, how we think that we're like chefs out in these streets and we're like cutting, green peppers and you take the top off of it. When you see the way Brandy cuts a green pepper and how she uses every part, she uses red peppers in this. Every part of the pepper, every part of the onion, even like the little stubby part that you think no one's gonna eat this. Brandy cuts it so that it's like not whole. The stub is like very teeny, and it's really good because and sometimes you don't need that much onion, and we're throwing away. They say like something like 40% of our groceries we're throwing away, and that's
Yeah, in this economy and in this market, when we talk about the cost of food, okay, onions safe to give them away. I used to go to a little grocery store. If you spend 10,000 produce, they would give you a bag of onions. That's how disposable onions used to be back in the day. I went to buy a bag of onions the other day. They were $2.99 for a bag of regular old onions. I'm like, so we don't want to be wasting anything.
yes, Brandy. Don't even get her started on the price of potatoes. We'll be here all day. Not doing it. We're not doing
All right, guys, we can get into our takeout in series, I guess.
shrimp fried rice for me, the plant-based adjacent person, and vegetable fried rice for Brandy, the plant-based person. So it's a perfect
Yes.
recipe for everyone in your family.
Yes. Our fried rice ingredients. So this is the takeout in. So fried rice is something that we definitely eat a lot. Well, Chinese takeout is something that we eat a lot, and fried
In
rice.
New York, especially.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everywhere though. Fried rice is a big like Chinese food is a big thing everywhere.
In Baltimore, like when I lived in DC, I did love. I love DC Chinese food.
Yeah, yeah.
With the chicken wings with the mambo sauce. Oh,
That's a DC thing. We didn't have mumbo
y'all
sauce.
remember what that?
It's a DC thing. It's not a
wow.
Baltimore thing.
Oh, okay.
We did have chicken wings though, but no.
And that's
mumbo.
red peppers
Yes, we're putting some red peppers. Also gonna add some mushrooms in here.
because we like mushrooms.
Me too. And these are the bottoms of scallions. A lot of times people don't use those because they only use the top, but when you cook, you could actually put the bottoms in. Cook them down. Now you want to get all of your fresh vegetables in first. Get all your fresh vegetables in first and let them cook down.
And tell them why there's no oil in the pan
Because we don't need it.
because they heated the pan.
Yes, we properly heated the pan and we just really are, working on not adding unnecessary calories to our diet and unnecessarily calories to our budget. Oil, good quality oil is expensive. So no need to use it because it doesn't benefit us that much. All right, so we're just gonna let this cook down really simply. I'm not gonna add any seasoning just yet because the whole goal is just to let them sit and caramelize.
So once it caramelizes, we'll come back.
Yeah. Now you see that we got a nice little caramelization. You're seeing like some of the brown sticking to the bottom. Now you're adding your tamari. It's going to give us number one our salt, but also help us to pull that caramelization off the bottom of the pan, right? Which is what we really love when it comes to any fried foods. Like, I know people are always concerned about, oh, not using oil. Is it going to stick to the pan? Is it going to brown? Yes, it does. And if you do end up, like we saw, things sticking, you just literally add a little moisture and you can still pull that all in. Now, at this point, we're going to add in our what they call aromatics, which is going to be ginger. And I'm using that hand grater here because that's helping us to really intensify the flavor of ginger and break it down. You can cut up little pieces, but this makes it a lot more easily distributed.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like when you do it that way, it does evenly distribute.
Yeah, and you have the flavor like through every bite versus just some of them.
Yeah. Not that I don't like a pop of ginger every once in a while.
Yeah, me too. I love ginger, so I don't mind. But I know a lot of people are like, "This is too much ginger."
and I love your depiction of these people's voices. That's how much ginger.
And then some what is this called? Some garlic using the same technique. And the one thing with garlic is that you always want to add that in close to the end, before you start to slow down the cooking process, because if you overcook garlic, it is disgusting. It is very bitter and not enjoyable.
And, and remember what you said. This is why, because this cooks kind of quick, you have to cut up your ingredients for fried rice.
Yes.
Like, because I'm the person who will be trying to cut an onion. You
in the moment, right?
Yeah. So you have to like prep it. You have to like, this is when you get your chef on. You have to do everything beforehand.
Yes, that's a great point. And it's like a lot of times if you go to like a Chinese restaurant, you ask for fried rice comes out so fast, like, because it's something that's cooked in a really hot pot and everything is already prepped in the back. So you just want to mix these around until you start to smell them. That's kind of like the rule, usually about 30 seconds, 15 to 30 seconds before that happens. And then we're going to add in some of our frozen veggies that we had. So we had some corn. We also had some peas. I found that to be a pretty consistent part of the fried rice journey.
Yeah.
Sometimes carrots as well show up to the party. I like to make fried rice my like leftover dish thing. And you guys don't know this, but often we were prepping, Vaughn saw how I use like all of the bits of leftover ingredients from the week to put this together.
Yes, and I think that's really good because I think like we live in a world where food is so expensive now, you know? Everything is so expensive, and it just helps you to see like, you know, you can get more. Like, I didn't realize how much of a pepper I throw away until I saw Brandy using like even the whole top of it, taking the like making sure she punched out the middle and used what was around it. I usually just cut it and throw that whole thing away.
And that's a lot of pepper. That's a great point.
You know?
Yeah. So we're gonna get the rice in here now.
That's rice that's already cooked.
Already cooked rice, yes, guys, not raw rice. Remember, with fried rice, the rule is that you want to use day-old rice, right? Fried rice is best with rice that is at least 1 day old. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, any rice that you're getting, that's what they're doing. They're using the rice from the day before because it's already dry and it helps it like to fry up best and like maintain the like suck up all like the flavor and moisture into it. If it's too wet, it won't.
Do you put the rice in stages or all at once?
Oh, I put it in all at once. Depending on the size of your pan, to be honest with you.
And it's a pretty big pan, right?
Yeah. Turn this back up. And I'm going to add in a little bit more tamari. We can pull some more of this flavor from the bottom. Also get some of this worked in too. And I'm just going to mix everything and then let it sit here as well. And then we'll come back with the final dish. All right, so
this is the rice finished.
Almost finished. We're going to stir in a couple of scallions.
Yes, that's the chef and Brandy. They can't help it. Add scallions and everything. And at first I was like, why do people add scallions and parsley? They don't taste like nothing. But then I actually tasted it and it does taste like something.
It makes a difference, right?
It does make a difference. The little
it's
details
subtle,
matter.
But yeah, it does. It's worth it. You're worth it. You're worth it. Add a couple, then just stir those in. Just give us a little more flavor, aromatic. Then we're gonna get it into.
It smells really good.
Our bowl. And this is, like I say, a great way, like we say, take out, and you could literally take all of the little bits of your ingredients that you had left over, because you know you've been cooking healthy all week, and then on Friday when you're like, oh my god, I want to eat out, you're like, no, I'm going to use what I have in my house already.
That's right. And then you can take the money, all the money that you save, you can use to go on a trip.
Yes.
A girl's trip. Right?
Love that. Cool. All right, so there's our fried rice, vegetable fried rice. And we're about to show you a version of this that has some shrimp in it.
Delicious.
All right.
Okay, so now we are making the shrimp. I didn't get the very big ones because
They're going into a rice.
yeah, so this is your opportunity to use the smaller ones. I kind of like it bite size. The smaller the better, actually. But who wants to be debating little teeny shrimp? So, these are like medium.
Yeah.
You know? So, and they cook really quick. Like literally, that is like a 3-minute thing. Shrimp.
Sweet. All right, so we just finished our takeout in 2 ways. So we have the veggie fried rice here.
And mine's a shrimp fried rice.
Yes, and so literally you could have this by itself, or you could mix the shrimp in. And like we said, we used the leftover ingredients from everything that we had over the week.
That's true. And I'm a person who always has shrimp in her house because that's how I roll.
Oh, I'm a person who always has random pieces of vegetables in her house because that's how I roll.
I do like that.
Yep. Yum.
And for me, I guess if I was making it at home, I would add an egg too.
Yep. And that's still like the aromatics, like when you add in the ginger and the and the garlic and the scallions, it gives you like a little more flavor because you never know what other random stuff is going to be in there. So those just give you like a nice base.
And I can definitely taste the ginger. And not too much, not too little. That's what I like about it. You know?
Cool. All right, so this is the easy answer to your and your takeout and weekend takeout.
That's true. Stop eating. Stop.
Well, stop eating. That's the new messaging. Stop eating.
I'm eating too much. This is really good.
Cool. So, all right, guys. So yeah, that's the end of this episode. Until next time, be easy.